Captain Forrest here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over why Superman versus Wonder Woman is not close. If you guys are new to my channel, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. I did a video many years ago on this topic. Now my knowledge of DC was very green back then. During my time researching DC and reading a lot of the DC comics, my opinion has changed over time, so I'm just going to give you guys a brief summary on both these characters, and then I'm going to clarify some things in my analysis and go over my thoughts. So anyway, I'm going to start off with Superman, move on, give a summary of Wonder Woman. I'm going to chop it up from there. Superman himself has fought Darkseid. This very same Darkseid wielded the anti-life equation in his possession during the fight, and Superman took attacks from him, and Superman also boxed up this Darkseid, which is very impressive. Superman was strong enough to hold up the heavens for a long period of time. Superman was able to endure and take the combined force of full power Apex Lex, Brainiac, Leviathan, and UV Sinestro's attack. When Lex Luthor hijacked and took control of Superman's body, he notes that every step he took, it was shaking realms inside the God Sphere. In Dark Knight's death metal, while Superman was weakened, he casually one-shots a version of Batman who had Darkseid's powers. But what makes this feat even more impressive is that it was heavily implied that Superman would need to be weakened for the anti-life equation to take over his body in the first place. So these feats are very impressive, easily creation level feats. There are some more creation level feats for Superman. So Superman has fought against Lex Luthor, who's stated to be stronger than the entire Dark Army combined, which is very impressive. The World Forger also was able to trap Superman in a galaxy that was stated there was just enough sunlight to basically maintain Superman's normal level of power. But then we literally see Batman move these suns away, which severely weakens Superman. But then we literally see Superman get back to his normal level once he stopped holding back. Then he started absorbing more suns, and then he was literally able to just one-shot the World Forger. So that's also another impressive feat, and this occurred in the Justice League 2018 run as well. So that's also a legit feat for Superman too. We are all aware, well, I hope we're all aware, there's some people that don't understand that Rebirth Superman is also a culmination of like post-crisis and New 52. So there's feats that happen in New 52 as well, and in post-crisis they also have creation level stuff in there too. So I'm going to mention some things. Now we've seen in New 52 where Superman was able to confront the Phantom Stranger, and Superman demonstrates he's able to physically damage Phantom Stranger. Both New 52, Phantom Stranger and Spectre do battle with each other, and if they had basically continued to fight each other, they would have destroyed creation. Superman was able to fight these angel creatures that kill fifth dimensional imps. Superman then devises a plan to open a portal to the fifth dimension so that they can attack the fifth dimensional beings all at once. He then uses himself as a power connector to use the device and takes the energy that gets rid of them, which is also another creation level feat for Superman. And also at the start of Rebirth, Superman was also able to face off against like Doomsday. Superman stops holding back against Doomsday and then literally beats the breakout of Doomsday, literally beats him up very badly. And this very same Doomsday is literally capable of breaking out of the Phantom Zone and is also able to beat up Darkseid too. Now this is a controversial one, but after doing some more research and going over it with my team, I'm pretty confident, and it's pretty safe to say with all the feats that Superman has shown, that Superman one-shotting Barbatos is a valid feat, because even though Barbatos was chained up, we can't use that to assume that his power was weaker, and even though he was defenseless, that wouldn't inherently mean his durability would be worse, because if he has feats like scaling to the World Forger, then his durability would at least need to be in that same ballpark. And if Superman himself wasn't in the same ballpark, then he wouldn't have been able to basically affect Barbatos, let alone knock him out. So this feat would further support Superman scaling to the World Forger regardless. And in fact, considering that Superman has already shown creation level feats against characters who are vastly above Barbatos, just makes the feat even more sound. So that's another thing I wanted to throw in too. And lastly, to wrap up AP, Superman's heat vision was able to clash with Great Darkness and Darkseid and his Omega beams. So that's another solid creation level feat right there. Alright, so that's going to round up Superman's AP. I'm going to go ahead and move over to speed, and I'm going to talk about some more about Superman, talk about some hacks, resistances, etc, etc. Superman kept pace with Jay Garrick and Wally West while they were chasing the Reverse Flash to the past. Wally West himself has legit ran to the 853rd century. We've also seen Superman outpace reality blitzing missiles that was sterilizing the continuum, and Superman can move inside the source where there is no direction. So Superman has his heat vision, it can negate intangibility, and it affects people on a molecular level. Superman also can freeze people with his ice breath and can also create a dust storm with his breath. Superman has enhanced senses and hearing. He is able to hear someone in a crowd of 11 million via hearing their heartbeat. He can also tell what materials you are wearing based off the noise and clothing that it makes, such as knowing 10 was wearing Kevlar. Superman can smell your tears. He also has microscopic vision, being able to see subatomic particles. Superman can also see spirits, so he has spiritual awareness. So that's going to round up those feats for Superman. I'm going to go ahead and move on to his resistances. Superman is able to survive in a cosmic storm which affects you on an atomic level. Superman has survived attacks from Blackrock, who was piercing him on a subatomic level. Superman is able to survive and push on after taking a magical arrow to his soul, which was inducing fear and hopelessness, and Superman was able to pull through. Superman is able to resist Eclipso's mental influence. Superman is protected by invulnerable aura. Superman's willpower helps him resist and adapt to people and hexes. He can push himself with his willpower, and Superman also uses his willpower to power up a Green Lantern beam by 20%. Superman also has his Type 3 and Conceptual Type 8 immortality. He can heal from physical injuries, and Superman's story will not allow Superman to die or be in very rough situations. He will continue to come back, and as long as hope exists, Superman will come back. So to add on for more additional resistances, so concepts like weight, distance, temperature, and space-time have largely lost meaning to Superman. Superman literally has resistance against like BFR. Not even Lex Luthor can get rid of him, so things like that won't work on him anymore. Superman and Batman have both shown to resist plot hacks from Mr. Nobody, so both these combatants have really good plot hacks resistances. Superman was never fooled by the illusion that Pariah had put him in the dream worlds, and he's literally able to absorb his own world. Dr. Manhattan states that no matter how many times Superman's existence is attacked or changed, he will survive, and Superman has shown before that he is completely fine against like existence erasure. He has good resistances against conceptual erasure. Okay, that's gonna wrap up Superman. I'm gonna go ahead and move on and give you guys a brief rundown on Wonder Woman to see what she brings to the table. Wonder Woman has some pretty cool feats under her belt. During her fight with Phantom Stranger, she was able to take attacks from him and also physically hurt Phantom Stranger, and also use her lasso of truth to overpower him. Wonder Woman was able to react and avoid an attack from God of Strength Superman and damage him. She then tanks an attack from Superman and uses her lasso of truth on him, which she notes he cannot break out of. Wonder Woman has also shown to physically hurt Black Adam too, and we've seen Wonder Woman go at it with the Man of Steel himself. Wonder Woman's lasso is very powerful. It's strong enough to even press the Darkest Knight, and we all know the crazy scaling for the Darkest Knight. Of course, him beating up Perpetua and going after the Hands as well. Wonder Woman has some other things she brings to the table. She has a lasso of truth. She carries her bracelets, which can deflect projectiles and are strong enough to intercept Black Adam's lightning, and her tiara, which she can use as a frisbee to slice through her opponent's neck. Now, let's go ahead and talk about her skill. Wonder Woman was able to best Ares, who knows all martial arts since the beginning of time, and she teaches him how to use the lasso of truth skillfully to prove the skill gap. Batman notes that Wonder Woman is the best melee fighter in the world. This is impressive because Batman himself, he is a decorated martial arts fighter in his own right, master of all forms of martial arts. He knows many. Okay, so that's going to round up both these combatants. I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in this situation. So in terms of AP, feats wise, Superman takes AP very easily. Current Superman just has better AP feats, better inverse scaling overall in comparison to Wonder Woman. There are some more feats you could include for Wonder Woman, like her fight with Supergirl and the fact that she was reborn in the God Sphere, so you could easily argue Wonder Woman being God Sphere tier. Superman is vastly above that. Of course, current creation has got bigger. Like the DC cosmology continues to grow, it gets bigger, new scaling. If characters don't improve, don't show any new feats or relevancy, then they get power cliffed, and in this case Superman is just far exceeding Wonder Woman in comparison. So when it comes to AP, I gotta give it to Superman's speed. Superman is not holding back and not, holding his restraints. He would easily blitz Wonder Woman, no difficulty. Superman has his own direct, immeasurable, and irrelevant speed feats, whereas Wonder Woman doesn't really have that many, or I don't think she has many direct feats, but she does like upscale from some of the characters, but ultimately Wonder Woman would pretty much just kind of like be relative or kind of upscale to some of the other Justice League members when it comes to speed. But when it comes to like just true raw feats, raw inverse scaling, Superman just has way too many impressive feats in the speed department and the AP department. And now Wonder Woman has some aspects about her. She's very skilled. You can even argue her being above Superman in the skill department, so that could be pretty interesting tool in her regard. However, skill is pretty much a useless point, because in order to even apply skill in a combat situation, you would need the necessary attack potency to go along with it. And since Superman has higher AP and higher speed, he would force the situation. He would make the skill aspect and Wonder Woman's win con completely irrelevant. Superman would force Wonder Woman in a power situation, so the fight would be mainly focused on attack potency more than skill. Now what about the Lasso of Truth, Wonder Woman's trump card? In fact, in Dark Crisis, when everyone was transformed and sealed into their dream world, Superman is inside his dream world, and he states to Wonder Woman that he doesn't need her lasso of truth to know the fact that he is inside of in a illusion. He's inside his world and he knows it's fake. Superman goes on to transcend and completely absorb his own dream world. That's why he gained that form for a brief moment called Dream World Superman. Right there and there, Superman literally states that the lasso of truth, he's above the lasso of truth. He resisted something greater than the lasso of truth. He resisted the dream world that was affecting the Justice League. Barry fell under it when Pariah put him inside it, and he was in an illusion, in a fake world. Superman literally debunks it and absorbs that. So the lasso of truth would not work on Superman. Superman would resist it just fine, and he'd just fight back and just one-shot Wonder Woman. Now people like to use old feats from like back in like post-crisis. Okay, what about the time when Wonder Woman fought Superman back then? That Superman was under mind control. That Superman was not fighting in his normal faculties, and obviously when you are under possession, you don't fight the way you normally fight. You fight out of character, you're under possession. So this Superman was not even fighting at his best. He was pretty much compromised. So it's not a really good feat. In fact, kind of makes Wonder Woman look very silly in that situation. And in fact, she had to try really hard to try and take down this mind-controlled Superman. It wasn't even a one-shot or anything in that nature. So more often not, current feats, Rebirth, standard inverse scaling, Superman takes it, no difficulty. Or if we're being very nice with Superman holding back, low difficulty. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.